didn't click with Draisaitl. 12 seconds to go. Florida trying to end it up against the wall, which would be fitting. 3 seconds to go. The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup. For the first time in their 30-year history, the Florida Panthers are Stanley Cup champions. They made it about as hard on themselves as they possibly could, battling a valiant Edmonton team that had rallied from adversity all season long. And Paul Maurice, coaching lifer, 30 years in the National Hockey League, has his Stanley Cup.
What the puck is going on?
What the puck is going on for November the 4th, Election Day 2025, just after 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're driving out your way to the polls and back, then you got some time to take in some hockey on your travels this evening. Hopefully everyone else home safe and sound, or you're working your way safely through rush hour. All right, so this is What the Puck is Going On. This is your Deep End Network Tuesday night slate breakdown of the National Hockey League. All right, so we played 2 tickets last week total. That was it, and I've made it to my duty really just to play on these busy, heavy slate days. With the days we have just a handful of games, 2 or 3 games, I'm just bypassing all of that. And when we get a bulk of the load of games like we do tonight, then those are the nights that I am attacking. Now, I played 2 tickets last week, and I went 1-1. And the good news is basically everything we told you last Tuesday basically happened. So if you went ahead and played along with some of the plays that we were talking about last Tuesday, you probably had a really good night, because I don't think much lost at the end of the day. I think basically everything that we hit on basically happened. So we'll look to kind of try to continue that trend tonight, but I will admit, just from the outside looking in a couple of times today without getting too in depth with the games, I didn't really see too much I liked. I feel like this is a slate of games in which, everything's pretty much on the even level of matchups. So some really good matchups, really tough matchups. I do have a couple of picks, but I can't say I'm even comfortable with those. Not like I was last Tuesday anyway. So let's start through the standings, and we'll see if we can kind of weed things out that way a little bit. And the standings do help because we can see who's streaking, who's giving up goals, who's not scoring, that kind of thing. So at least we'll be in tune with the latest trends of how these teams are operating. All right. Might have to go to a new standings page, as this one does not want to load. We'll give it one last second. And we'll just go to this one. Oh, here we go. As it pops up now. All right, let's take a look at where we stand in the divisions with the Atlantic. And your top team in the East overall is Montreal right now, 9-3. They are at home tonight against Philadelphia. They've won 3 in a row, 8-2 in their last 10, and 4-1 at home. All right, so 8 goals to the good, a +8 They've scored 44 goals, allowed 36. So they're giving up right at 3 a game, and there are 12 games played. And scoring not quite 4. So over 3.5 does trend well for Montreal. And if you've been listening the last couple of weeks, a lot of our teams have been kind of trending under, except for last Tuesday, we did have a ton of overs on that Frozen Frenzy show. The Frozen Frenzy definitely lived up to its name, as I think they scored over 100 goals that evening with all those with everyone combined on the playing slate. But Montreal, they've scored 44, and that's good enough for just about 4 goals a game. Now, Detroit's played 13 games, one more. They've scored 44 and have allowed 41. So that's a little over 3 in each category. They're your second-place team in the Atlantic. 4-3 on the road, 5-1 at home, 7-3 in their last 10. And we got some more streaks this week, right? Yeah, mainly in the East is where we'll see a couple of streaks happening. And they're all really at the top of the Atlantic here. Everyone's doing well. 7-5-1 for Toronto. They won a couple games in a row. 6-3-1. And their last 10, they're scoring goals as well. 47 goals scored for them. They've given up 47 as well. That's a little over 3.5 a game. So another team trending to the over a little bit. Tampa Bay has been a dead under team, just 68 goals in their 12 games played. So that is right at a little over 5 goals a game. But Tampa Bay now has won 5 in a row since starting basically face first on the ground. So they've rebounded well here, and Tampa Bay is one of your hottest team in the league, really. 6-2-2 in their last 10. Ottawa comes in after that. Boston is 500. Now Boston is third from last in that Atlantic, but still, I mean, right at 500, and everyone's going to post a decent record here in the Atlantic. So even Florida, who's behind Boston, you want to say that's kind of a surprise, but I mean, they're only 6-5-1. They're 500 with all their injuries, right? So they're playing 500 hockey. They're your second to last place team. And even Buffalo, who's 5-4-3, grabbing points in 3 circumstances of overtime, has helped their cause. Buffalo 5-2-3 in their last 10. So the Atlantic has been a nice division competitively this season so far. All right. And it's been that way. Everyone's been a little top heavy here. Let's see here. As far as goals scored, Boston's played 14 games. So that's a little tougher to handicap. They've scored just over 3 a game. Not quite. About 3.5 they've given up. Yeah, that's about the right average. Florida's been a dead under team, scoring less than 3 goals a game. 31-34 for them. I think I saw somewhere where the under in the first period for Florida is 9-0 in the last 9. And not many goals scored either for Buffalo. 75 goals scored in their 12 games. So that is right at, I mean, I guess that's mediocre on the right on the average. Not quite 6.5. But still, if you're playing with a 6.5 line, they're still trending to the under a little bit. Ottawa has been an over team. We have 99 goals in the Ottawa games. Boston's been an over team. They have 93 goals scored in their 14 games. Ottawa's played 13 games. So let's see. 13 and the 99 goes 7 goals a game, over 7 goals a game in the Ottawa games. So that's a team who's been dead to the over. Jersey, they're another over team. 86 goals scored for them. 9-4 overall, first place in the Metro. Next after them is Pittsburgh, a over team. 89 goals scored for the Penguins. 8-4 overall. The Capitals Carolina, 73 goals scored in their 11 games. So that's right at 6.5. They've been more an over team, I think, earlier, right? Maybe they've regressed a little bit here in the last week. Columbus, 76 goals scored in their 12 games. So that's right at 6 goals a clip. The Rangers are a dead under team, just 62 goals scored in their 13 games. So that is a little over 4.5 goals, right? 5 goals? Nah, not quite 5 goals. 4.5, somewhere in there. The Islanders are 6-5-1, 82 goals scored in their 12 games. We talked about them being an over team. Let's see. They are basically right at 7 goals a game with the Islanders. The Capitals, an under team, just 60 goals scored in their 12 games. And the same with the Flyers, last place, 6-5-1. Look at this. Everyone in the East has a record of 500 or better, except for Buffalo, who is 5-4-3. I guess the Rangers are going to be a game below 500 at 6-7 with their natural record, 6-5-2 overall. But pretty impressive. Everyone in the East has been at least 500, so very competitive and wide open to this point in the season. Yeah, and the Flyers, like I said, have been an under team. All right, in the West, let's take a look at this, where we have a little bit more disparity in the losses. A couple teams really stick out like sore thumbs as far as not playing well. Calgary is one of them, bottom of the Pacific. But Colorado is at top of the West, 7-1. Then Winnipeg, Utah, and Dallas after that. Chicago, nice, 5-5-3, so good for them. Nashville, 5-6-3. Minnesota, 4-6-3. The Blues, 4-7-2. As far as goals scored, 90 goals scored in Blues games. So they are trending to the over, right at 7 goals a game. Minnesota, a little bit more of an over. Typically, you get 5.5s in Minnesota. They're closer to the 6 mark for goals for them. Nashville, 85 goals for them. The Blackhawks, 77 for them. So a little over 5.5 for Chicago. Nashville, even a little over 5.5 for them. The Stars, 69 goals. They're trending to the under. Utah with 66 goals in 12 games. They've been an under team. I feel like they're playing better as of late, though, right? Yeah, 7-3. No, they did lose 2 in a row now, have the Mammoth. Winnipeg, they won 3 in a row. That's going to be your longest stretch in the West overall. And they are, 75 goals scored through their 12 games, which makes them right a little over 6. So mainly everyone is still you have your handfuls of teams to the under, but it's different a little bit more in the East. But I think as far as the West goes, we definitely have some more goals scored than what we have been. A lot of these teams have been dead under, so goals are up a little bit here in the last week overall. Is the moral of that story. Seattle, look at Seattle, top of the Pacific, followed by Anaheim. That's your 1-2 combo. Wow. Bet that at the beginning of the season and see what that would have paid off. Vegas third, Edmonton fourth, followed by the Kings, Vancouver, San Jose, and Calgary. Calgary 2-6-2 in their last 10. Everyone else is right at 500 or better. It's amazing how a lot of these teams really are floating right around 500. So a lot of maybe not mediocrity, but competitiveness anyway here in the NHL to start the season. You can't say a lot of these teams are super bad, but you can't claim too many of them are super good either. And we do have some surprises up at the top. As far as totals go, San Jose has been a dead over team. Vancouver has been an over team. The Kings slightly to an over team. Edmonton, right around normal average. Vegas has been a Right about average for them. Anaheim has been trending to the over for them, and Seattle with 66 goals total is an under team so far. All right, so the thing to learn here is that, we do have some surprise characters at the top, mainly with Seattle and Anaheim, Pittsburgh, Jersey, who now is meeting expectations of the last couple of seasons. Then we see Detroit and Montreal as well. Notable teams struggling or towards the bottom of the standings, although everyone has a decent record for the most part. So you can't count anyone really out at this point. So plenty of hockey to play, obviously. But teams not so hot could be doing better. Florida, Washington, the Rangers, let's see, Minnesota, St. Louis on that list, the Kings, Edmonton, always on that list, you feel like. And then your worst team right now looks like it's Calgary, the Flames. All right. So that is your standings. And with us now is Nephew Dave. Nephew Dave, good afternoon. How are you?
Good evening, sir.
Looking at this card for today, man, this is a tough slate. It looks like we have a lot of common opponents, right?
It's difficult, man. There's some games there. That you think the other team's gonna win, man. But like the Utah game, right? I mean, we think they're gonna win that, but I mean, Buffalo's been playing a little bit better, and they're 5-2 at home. So a much better team at home, and that's where they are. So it's a lot of games like that, Steve.
Yeah, and looking at the divisions, I mean, there's only one team in the East, and you mentioned them, it's Buffalo, who's truly below 500. Now, one other team, if we count the overtimes, the Rangers are a game below 500 for their natural record. They would just be 6-7 overall, and Buffalo would be 5-7. But besides that, everyone else is 500 or better in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, there's a lot of good competition here in the East right now, especially here in the early going. So we'll see how much of that is sustainable too, though, Steve.
Put it this way. At the top, and we're, everyone's played 11, 12, 13, or 14 games. But in the East, Montreal is 18 points at the top. That is actually tied with 3 other teams. So the top 4 teams have 18 points. Your last place team right now by goal differential or whatever the case may be would be Tampa Bay, would be your last team into the playoffs. Although the 2 teams above them have the same amount of points, Carolina and Columbus. And then 3 teams on the outside looking in all have 14 points as well, Rangers, Ottawa, and Boston. And then everyone else trailing the next 5, 13 points. So really, Philadelphia could go from very last place in the conference to having a good couple of weeks, and they could be number 1 in the Eastern Conference.
Oh yeah, I mean everybody. If you look at it in the playoff window terms, this early, I mean, hell, in the East, everybody's a game out, Steve. So I mean, this is going to be good too for us though, if things can kind of stay like this. I think.
A little bit more separated in the Western Conference. Colorado, 19 points on top of there. Your last place team in right now would be Edmonton, Dallas, Vegas, Anaheim, all with 15. Outside looking in, Kings and Vancouver with 14. And then Calgary, as mentioned, just 8 points overall for them. All right. Go ahead. You want to go ahead and go down the slate?
All right. Yep, we can do it. All right, let's start here. Philly is in Montreal taking on the Canadiens. Again, a game where the Canadiens are the little bit higher class of the team. But, I mean, Steve, couldn't you just see a scenario where the Flyers are going to wreck whatever you're trying to do with this game? Because I know I can.
I can't find many good plays on the board, but if I'm going to have to dig out a couple, I'm
No.
going to take Montreal, Dave. Just because they've been so good at home here.
Right.
And
Vladar
if that's the
and
case,
Montebo
then,
are the goalies.
yeah. So I'll ride with Montebo here and take the halves.
All right.
I think
so,
over 3.5. The team goals are scary, and to tell you the truth, my book's doing a weird thing. On my ladder of available goals to take, I go from 1.5 to 3.5. I have to go to a different spot to put in 2.5. And then I can't, for whatever reason, I'm hoping this is just a glitch, but I can't parlay any of that, the 2.5s from that one spot to like 3.5s in another game. So it's like I'm either stuck to take teams getting over 2.5 or teams to get over 3.5. Considering I don't think I like much tonight, I'm going to have to go with the 3.5s and just probably find 3 teams to get over 3.5. So at plus 130, I'll take Montreal plus 130 over 3.5.
All right. I took them on the 60-minute line. That was one of my better plays, I thought, looking at the slate tonight. So we got Boston.
I can't fight that argument.
Right,
Yeah.
right. They're taking on the Islanders. This one in New York. Let's go with the goalies. Swayman and Sorokin in goal. So 2 teams that we think could light the lamp. Also think about an under here too, because those are 2 good goalies as well. Steve, what I did here is I just went with Boston straight up winner. A little bit of an upset there. They are plus 136 to do that, I believe. Plus 140 now, so the number's gotten a little bit better. But I can see Boston going into New York and taking a W here. They have been better in their last 5 games, so that's kind of what makes me confident on that, Steve. But again, tough play. We'll go Bruins money line.
The Islanders giving up right at 3.5 goals, a push, and I'm getting 2-1 on Boston, a team that can't score. Both of these teams, they go over the total the last time that they played. So I'll take the Bruins at plus 190 over 3.5 goals. That would be my other main pick that I kind of liked throughout the day. We'll start to run a little thin here, but hopefully I'll come up with a couple of other things. But Montreal and Boston both over 3.5, pay plus 5, 6, 7 for those 2 alone. So I'll go ahead and take Boston on the sample size of what we just saw last week on the frenzy. It's a game that scored 7 goals, and Boston did get the majority of those.
And how good was the frenzy too, by the way? That was awesome.
I told the listeners if they were playing along with our picks, they probably had a very, very good night.
No doubt. Utah, they are in Buffalo tonight. That was one of the games that I kind of touched on first, where I could see something weird happening. Let's take a look at the goalies. I think I did take Utah on the money line as well. It's minus 135. Just kind of building a ticket that's a little bit lower in your numbers here. But that's kind of the plays that I like the most. You have Alex Lyon in goal tonight and Vejmelka for Utah. So Lyon playing for Buffalo. And Steve, I think, it's we talk about it on the round robin too, where sometimes in something that you're not sure of, let's just keep it simple here. Utah is the better class at the end of the day. Let's go Utah money line.
Utah is probably the better team, but they've lost a couple in a row now, and they do have a back-to-back tomorrow night. I don't know how that affects things on the front end, but Buffalo has been a little bit of a tricky team to me as well, so I'll gladly pass on this one.
All right. Next up, we have Carolina taking on the New York Rangers. This one's in New York, Madison Square Garden. 5.5, your number there. Let's see here. Pretty tight game, though. Minus 115 on the money line for the Hurricanes. minus 105 for the Rangers. Goalies tonight, Steve. Shesterkin's in goal for New York, and Kotokev, he's got a hard last name to say, for the Carolina Hurricanes. Steve, I like actually in this one, Rangers at home over 2.5 goals tonight. I think that's achievable for them. The Hurricanes have not impressed me within their last 5 games. So I'm going to take advantage of the Rangers playing a little bit better than Carolina here at the moment. So let's hope that we can catch that. We'll play the team total for the Rangers tonight.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head when you said it. Carolina, just at a glance, you're like, oh yeah, Carolina's the better team here. But the Rangers sneakily maybe playing better here in the last few. I'm going to pass on this. This looks like an under type of game to me. 3-2, 2-1, maybe even. I wouldn't be shocked on that. So I'll just gladly pass, knowing that this could be a really good hockey game, very physical game potentially as well.
All right. Nashville is in Minnesota to take on the Wild. 6.5 is your number here, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
Because these two teams are not two teams that I think about getting to that number a whole lot. Plus 180 for the Preds.
Yep.
Minus 216 for the Wild. And let's take a look at the goalies, because that may just kind of further that cause. Gustafson's in goal for the Wild, and Utis and Noonan. He must be a backup. I haven't heard much from him for the Preds there. So another difficult. It seems like the goalies always have the difficult names to say. But Steve, in this one, I'm not sure why the number's that way. This is going to be a pass from me, but it looks at first glance an under.
There's a game in the NFL with the Giants and the 49ers where the over-under was 49.5. And I was asking myself, how, with the Giants with a lack of offense, how is that number so high? And they had no problem getting to that number. That I almost feel like that's the same thing here tonight, because the under looks like the way obvious play, but maybe they know something I don't know. And it's a pass for me. Both of these teams have been trending towards the over. So they do have that going for them. But let's see here. I mean, they get up a bunch of goals each. 49 by Minnesota, which is just under 4 a game. And Nashville as well. They've Minnesota is right at 4 a game, if not a little bit more, right? Let's see, 26-52. Almost 4 goals a game. Nashville giving up almost 4 goals a game as well. It's the scoring, though, that's still down on both of these teams. They do have a big minus puck differential. Nashville is minus 11. Minnesota is minus 12. Yeah, I'll pass on this. The even with the leaky defense, the lack of offense still concerning for both of these teams.
Yeah, it's going to be a pass for me as well. It's just kind of hard to see that. But again, Steve, with that game you touched on there in the NFL, I mean, I really couldn't agree more. You think this thing is just kind of skidding along, and the next thing you know, this is a 4-3, 5-3 in the third period. So I totally get that. I'd have to agree with you. Pass for me as well. Another good game here. Edmonton is in Dallas to take on the Stars. 6.5, your number here, plus 114 for the over. Minus 135 for the under. Kind of similar here. The Stars feel like, to me, are going to be a team that plays in these games where they just have to grind it out. I'm not seeing a whole lot of scoring from them at the moment, at least not in the last couple games anyway. Plus 105 on the money line for the Oilers. Minus 125 for the Stars, favored at home. Goalie props, you're going to have Casey DeSmith in goal for Dallas. So no Ottinger tonight. So maybe that's the key right there, maybe. And Stuart Skinner, who we know who is just can be leaky at times, to put it nicely. Sometimes he has a great game. Sometimes it's 4 or 5, maybe even 6 of them. So now I kind of understand that over a little bit more, Steve. But in the same regard, I think it's going to be a pass for me. Good game, though.
I'll take a chance with the Stars here. I mean, with the Oilers here on the road. They haven't been good, but Dallas hasn't been good either. And they have a backup goalie scenario. Maybe the big lines for Edmonton, McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, Draisaitl, all those guys can get it going tonight against, Casey DeSmith, who's not the worst backup goalie by any stretch of the imagination. But you're getting a good plus money on 4 goals here for Edmonton at plus 158. I would think this game tends to trend towards the under, but maybe if Edmonton has that 3-2 lead, they can go ahead and get that empty netter to push it to 4. So worth a chance here at plus 158 to throw onto this parlay I got going on already, which includes Montreal and Boston already. So add Edmonton.
All right. I like it. Next game, I think, is the game of the evening in my mind. Tampa Bay is in Colorado to take on the Avalanche. 6.5 is your number here, plus 105 for the over, minus 125 for the under. Tampa's plus 120 on the money line. The Avalanche minus 142, favored at home. And your goalies tonight, we have Vasilevsky in goal for Tampa. No surprise there. And then Scott Wedgwood is in goal for the Avalanche. Steve, I can see every reason this would play to a playoff style type of game here, 3-2, something in that neighborhood. But there's just way too much firepower on the ice here for both teams. Plus 105 for that over looks very enticing. So I'm going to take that. Give me the over in this game. Like I said, could go under, but Steve, there's just when you have this kind of matchup, I think you kind of just have to take a chance at it, and so that's what I'm going to do.
Winners of 5 in a row. Tampa Bay has officially woken up, and yes, they are scoring more than they were obviously at the beginning of the season. That they're stacking up wins at this point. I'll take a chance with the Tampa goals over 3.5 again at plus 170. Getting some nice plus numbers on some of these teams tonight. So that's going to add all up to a 4-game parlay of almost 46-1 with Edmonton, Tampa, Boston, and Montreal over 3.5 goals. Yeah, lock me in for Tampa Bay in this game. I'll go ahead and Tampa Bay is not a team I've played all season in my limited amount. But I'll go ahead and play him. I'll go ahead and play him tonight. Ride the hot hand.
All right, I like it. All right, next game up here, Steve. We got the Florida Panthers. They are out west. They're in Anaheim taking on the Ducks. 6.5 is your number here, plus 110 for the over, minus 130 for the under, minus 162 for the Panthers on the road. Maybe a good spot here to take Anaheim. They are plus 136 on the money line. Your goalies tonight, Lucas Dostal and Sergei Bobrovsky. So Bobrovsky's going to be playing for Florida. No surprise there again. Dostal in goal for the Ducks. Steve, I love a 2.5 team total for Anaheim in this spot here at home. Man, I think that is a great play. I feel really good about that one. So that's going to be my takeaway from here. Give me the Ducks 2.5 at home.
I feel like 2.5 is an achievable number there for the Ducks. I'll pass on this. Anaheim to me is a little bit of a finesse team, and we know what Florida does with finesse teams. They shut them down. They get you on the forecheck. They played this game to an under. Again, this is the repeat of just a week ago. So we've had a sample of this matchup already, and it did go to overtime where the Ducks won 3-2. So I'll pass on that. I expect a similar brand of hockey tonight where it might not be pretty for Anaheim. They may get the job done, but they're going to take a few licks along the way if they win this game.
All right, and it was a good matchup last time they played too. So, all right, next up, I think we have 2 games left, so we're running right on schedule here. Detroit is in Vegas to take on the Golden Knights. 6.5 is your number here, plus 114 for the over, minus 135 for the under. So we're getting some really similar numbers tonight as well. Plus 160 for Detroit on the road. Minus 192 for the Kings at home. John Gibson going to be in goal for the Red Wings tonight. And Akira Schmid in goal for Vegas. Steve, I'm just not so sure here. I want to take an over. But which Red Wings team is going to show up? Is it going to be the one that can help that cause? Or the one that kind of skids along? I'm not so sure. So for me, I took a pass on this one.
Detroit, again, second place in their division, but so is Vegas. And I do like the addition of Gibson to the Red Wings. That's a good maneuver, acquiring him. I think that gives them a real legitimate goaltender between the pipes. I'll say this. If you're up and you can't sleep and you got the hockey package, do your late night flip around, or maybe you can get a couple of these games on a multi-view or 2 TVs or whatever setup you have going on, because these could be some very, very good late night hockey games if they all got to work out that way. I'll pass. Good game.
All right. Another good game here to finish the evening. Winnipeg Jets are in LA to take on the Kings. 5.5 is your number here. So we finally hit another 5.5. Minus 120 for the over, plus 100 for the under. You got plus 110 for the Jets on the road. So the Kings actually favored minus 130 at home. Surprising. I think Winnipeg is a little bit better team in my mind, but pretty even here. So the odds are probably about right there. Steve, I have no goalies listed. Do you have anything for that one?
Let's see here. No goalies listed.
All right. So, Steve, at the end of the day, when I was taking a look, trying to do a little homework here, this one was going to be a pass for me anyway. Just kind of too close to call here in this one.
Yeah. I know, much like much of the rest of the slate. Very, very even matchup in this game. So a pass for me as well. I mean, the point spread says it, or the money line. Kings got that minus 125 being the home favorite, but the Jets win this game 3-2, maybe something like that, and probably stays under. But a good competitive hockey game. If you're not familiar with the NHL, you just look at Winnipeg and the Kings. It doesn't sound like much. But if you watch it, it's probably going to be a pretty good game.
Yeah, I would imagine it would be late night out west. I mean, not late for them, but late for us. It would be one worth watching in that late window. I will say that. It should be a good spirited game there. All right, Steve, we've got goal scorers, and then we got a penalty box, and we're running right on track here.
All right. If I'm going to look at a goal scorer, then I'll go ahead and pick them out of the candidates of games that I got. I'll go ahead and I'll start in Boston. If you're going to give me the Pasternak at plus 130, I'll throw him on a ticket. I'll throw him. Let's see what kind of price I can get here. So I'll take Pasternak tonight. I'll go ahead. I'll skip the Montreal game. I'll go ahead to the Edmonton game. I'll look for a guy a little bit more down the line here to kind of beef this one up. And how about I'll say this: Miro Heiskanen is plus 550 tonight for a goal. How about that?
Oh, wow.
Mikko Rantanen is plus 160. Go ahead and give me Thomas Harley with the big contract plus 575. You know what? I'm getting Connor McDavid a plus 150. I'll take it with Pasternak. And then in the last game, I'll make that a trifecta of superstars and go ahead and give me Nikita Kucherov at $2 even. So I can put down 15 to win 243.75, 3 goal scorers, Pasternak, McDavid, and Nikita Kucherov.
I like that, Steve. That's a nice one. We do share a goal scorer, so I'll give you my 4. Let's go with Bo Horvat there for the Islanders. Then we'll go with Logan Cooley.
Horvat's had a nice season so far.
He has. And he's been scoring. So is Logan Cooley there for the Mammoth. Believe he just got a new contract as well. Nick Suzuki there for the Canadians. He's a big key player for them. And then, Steve, we share Nikita Kucherov. And if we're going to play that goal scorers ticket, that's going to be 50-1 for them 4 guys.
All right, nice. I like it.
Which I will end up playing that ticket.
And you're trying to switch 7 guys. Mike, come on. You can't do that. Dallas Delay number 10, 2 Tampa, tripping.
All right. So I'm going to have to look for a penalty box candidate. It's a little bit tougher this week. I mean, Calgary's obviously been in there. Let me go ahead and throw our Capitals in there for a little bit of a slow start, Dave.
Yep, you took mine, Steve.
And how about this? Losers are 4 in a row with the Caps.
Well, and that overtime loss in Buffalo too. Come on, you just can't have that, Steve. So that's a great pick for the penalty box. How about we just agree there, because I don't see much else right now. Caps sliding, man. We're going to share that one, I think.
All right, the Caps go to the penalty box. All right, my 4 plays again. I'll take all over 3.5 goals each. Montreal, Boston, Edmonton, and Tampa Bay.
All right, Steve,
plays,
and yep, my 6 best plays for the evening. Over 2.5 there for the Rangers. Montreal money line, Bruins money line. I like the number for that. I think they can go in there and get that done. The Mammoth, a little bit higher class there. Hopefully they can get that done on the road. Over 6.5 for Tampa, playing in Colorado tonight, and then over 2.5 for the Ducks as well.
All right, Dave, good luck. Everyone out there, good luck. We have the puck drop in about 15 minutes. So go ahead and get your tickets in, and we'll see you next Tuesday night, Dave, for another great edition of What the Puck is Going On.
What the puck is going on?